No, I don't really think you have too many thinks up here. I think you have less thinks than you think you do. You'll ever drink water? Y'all ever drink water? Sorry. Computer? Help, computer. Stop all the downloading, okay? Sorry. Alright, how do I make the computer go? I think it's plugged in. Pretty sure it's plugged in. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Hold on. Yeah, okay. What life is it? It is 4/4/2026. 13 o'clock, a minute and some seconds. We're just gonna do some casual work on the click and play game today. Just a little bit. A little tiny bit. Am I gonna hide eggs? I'm gonna hide all the eggs. And then I'm gonna wake up. And the dog will have eaten all the eggs. And that will be how Halloween goes for us this year. That will be the reality of the situation. You ever think about how gross of like a tradition that had to have been? Because let's be honest, the current tradition is plastic eggs
Ding, 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 ding.
filled with chocolate
Welcome to Windows 98.
or jelly beans.
Why are you still using Windows 98? What is wrong with you? Stop buying computers from thrift stores, man!
That cannot have always been the tradition. The tradition had to have started as people hiding actual eggs. Most likely hard-boiled. And then all the children gather around and eat superfluous amounts of hard-boiled eggs. And then, no doubt, have all sorts of toilet troubles for the coming days. And what if the children don't find the hidden eggs? Then they're just out there to rot. And then, in a few days' time, you have a stank situation to deal with. And I'm just glad it evolved into chocolate and jelly beans and it's no longer stank eggs. Like, that was not a sustainable thing. I'm sorry my voice keeps doing this. I think it's allergies, like, up here. And it's giving me a weird-ass dry cough, so... my voice just kind of keeps seizing up. It's no fun. Hoo-wee. Good old 35%. Alright, let's see. So, where did we leave off with this? Oh, shit. I don't want any of this enabled. Stop. Okay, Albert goes down. Comes back with the body. The rest of the Cosby Kid bots descend. The Cosby descends. then the boss fight would start. Wow, so we actually got basically... Okay, we have to move Arthur to the front. He's kind of behind things. We basically got the whole thing, the whole opening set up, I think. Make sure this is organized correctly. Okay. Just do it like that. Shit, so now we have to start thinking of the actual combat, which is going to be a bit tricky. And we also need to set up a, what do you call it? A debug key so we can skip the whole opening. The debug key is actually going to be the more difficult part, I think. Because we're going to have to position a bunch of active objects. We have to position the body, the head, and the 6 hands. Which on their own is not difficult, but it's just time consuming if you want to have it be perfect, you know what I mean? Let's see, let's work on a debug key here. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. I think I can filter by keys. Am I using the Z button for anything? It's hard to tell. I am using the Z button. Well, we can wipe those out, we don't need those. And we will repurpose the Z button for a test. Spooky! Thanks for subscribing. Okay, so when we press Z, we're going to move everything into position. Let's see. 1, 4, 1. Oh, I think. Bill. 128. Well, is Bill even needed? Or, well, no, he is needed because this is Bill. I forgot about his head. Sorry. Thought I heard the little girl being obnoxious. Here's the thing. She's not sleeping right now. I put her to lay down in her crib a half hour ago. And now she's just in there being stinky. Let's see here. 256. I can also move Mushmouth to 256. And we're gonna have to kind of figure out the positions of the other few. I keep imagining that I'm hearing something. Let's see. This debug key nice and good. So we're not going to want to have to watch the amazing intro every single time. Okay, so this is not complete, but let's see how it works so far. change some animations. I also have to get rid of the the Albert orb, but okay, we're making progress. Destroy. Change animation to walking. So that we have these guys in position. Good. Now you just have to figure out the correct positions for everyone else. So these guys are all on a grid right now. How much higher up is he than him? She's being such a stinky girl. I'm gonna lay her down one time. And if she chooses not to sleep after that, then she can just chill out in her room having quiet time. And if she doesn't take a nap, then she's just gonna be a very tired girl later because, she's not gonna get to nap late in the afternoon. It'll ruin her bedtime. Give me one moment, I'll be right back. Okay, I've laid her down one time, and if she chooses to take her nap or not, that's up to her. I'm pretty sure her insomnia is a, what do you call it? A symptom of autism? At least Cinco said that she saw that insomnia is commonly associated with autism or something, I don't know. Let's see. 1, 2. 2 bumps, and if each interlock here is... 32, that means it's a difference of 64. Also, an interesting thing that I keep seeing here, I never think about, if you look in the more section of the editor, we see this graphics mode where there's a click and play graphics mode and then a standard Windows 256 colors graphics mode. I wonder if because I'm using the Click and Play for Schools version. I wonder if like the full retail version of Click and Play supports more colors. I wouldn't be surprised. Like another thing is, you know, there's an option for multi-samples, which lets you play more than one sound effect at once. The only reason we're not using that feature is because on the computer we've been working on this entire time, the sound driver just doesn't work right with how Click and Play implements multi-samples. So one of our game's biggest, you know, issues is just because of the hardware we're developing on it. 64. Okay, so let's see. Who do I want to position? We'll try Harold. Which one's Harold? Harold. Oops. I know I can do this math, but hey Siri, what's 256 minus 64?
256 minus 64 is 192.
Okay. We'll also try it for Donald, and then we'll... Siri, go away!
Okay.
Fucking asshole. We'll try for Donald as well. Yeah, that's probably right. What about these two suckers? I think it's it's another 64. Hey Siri, what's 192 minus 64?
192 minus 64 is 128.
That makes sense. Go away, Siri.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a good shortcut key to get to the actual start. I feel as though I don't think I'm imagining this. I feel as though Arthur's moving a little more jerkily, and I think that's because we have all these active objects on screen. All these large active objects on screen. So it's having a little trouble keeping up, memory-wise. And I don't think Windows 98 has a good way to just natively show our memory usage, at least not to my recollection, because this is the Control-Alt-Delete menu. So, oh, I still have the debug key for clicking. I have to turn that off. There we go. Okay, so I want the hands to kind of have a... Part of me wanted them to have a minor kind of like finger kind of wiggle when they're still, but rather than spending more time drawing stuff, let's give them kind of just a sway in their movement for when they're idle. Oh, it's a simple way we can do that. See, we could store their target X and Y position into their alterable values. But in doing so, we would be chewing up 2 of their 3 available alterable values, which would feel wasteful. Feel a little bit wasteful. I don't necessarily want to do that. That's another one of Click and Play's biggest flaws, is only 3 alterable values per object. That sucks. Like, an alterable value is any, like, property that is represented by a number assigned to an object. Like, imagine a Pokemon. Imagine Pikachu. Imagine Pikachu only had 3 alterable values. Now, what are you going to store in that? Are you going to store his health, his level, and his XP? If you do that, now you have no place to store which moves he knows. Are you going to store which moves he knows? Okay, you have room to store 3 moves. What about his 4th move? Like, that is how bad 3 alterable values is. Is awful. Is really bad. The alternative is we start making more active objects for each of these hands to have a good target position. But that's like, you know... So let's see if we can kind of do something that might be acceptable. I'm experimenting with something here. We're probably not going to do this. You know what I was about to do? I was about to try using the morph feature from the Games Factory. To morph between those two positions, but that's not available here, so that's not happening. We could copy the hand frames a few times and move the hotspot around, which would make it look like it's kind of moving. But I hate doing that, because that means your game file is now storing... Like, if we copy the frame 6 times, then the game file is now storing 6 copies of this 174 by 151 image of a hand. And I just don't like that, you know? But we have no other options. I mean, we do. We could throw in a few more active objects just to act as variable storage. The alternative is we forego the floating effect. Isn't having an extra active object even worse? Not necessarily. We have a limit of 256 active objects being active on screen at any time. I don't think we're particularly close to a limit right now. What's my temp delete me counter doing? It's being set to an alt. Okay, that's being set to our timer. So let's change this. Set counter to total number of objects. Let's see. We have less than 40 objects on screen right now, so it's not the worst thing in the world if we threw in a few, you know. And even when we're spamming, look, 42, that's it. 43, we shoot a bomb. So, we have some leeway with active objects. My thing is, like, I'm just annoyed at the prospect of having to do it. You know what I mean? You know what? Maybe we forego the kind of waving, floating hands and just let them be kind of more stiff. It's acceptable as a robot, you know? Maybe we'll focus on attacks now. Oh, damn it, I started the step-through editor. Oh, shit. I hope I saved recently, because I'm not going to clean all this shit up. I'm just not. I'm going to close and reopen it. I hate the step-through editor. It generates all those ghost events. I did not save our setup of the skip. It was either I go through deleting those events, or we redo all this shit, so whatever. Something had to happen. Alright, where's those debug keys? I'm gonna get rid of... God, what a stupid thing for me to do. Oh, wait, I think I saw them. Debug key, debug key. Okay. Put this back in place. I'm sorry. I really didn't anticipate we were getting much done today anyway, to be honest. I just don't know how particularly creative I'm feeling. Well, it's not necessarily a creativity issue, it's an issue of, I don't know how much creative juice I have in my muscles. My brain is here. I'm just not sure what my muscles are. My extremely buff muscles that aren't made of Jell-O pudding. I don't know who told you that. I think these guys were like 256, yep. Six. These guys were 128. Hey Siri, what's 256 minus 64?
256 minus 64 is 192.
Okay. And destroy the pod. Go away, Siri! Fucking moron. Right, and we catch up the counter. Yeah, okay, that works. Okay, this time save. Okay, so let's see. We have 6 hands. We have a boss state controller, which right now is just counting which stage we're on. We can use alterable value B for that to do some hand stuff if we want to. So let's say we're in boss state 7. Okay, let's do this. Alterable value A is our boss state. We've always done that. I want to say we've also been using one of the values there as a timer for the boss. We've been using the stage timer to set up the opening. We could reuse that. Let me check which values I'm using from it. Just A. Okay. So here's the thing. It's counting up from like 0 to like 45-ish, and like, I don't want to piggyback on alterable value A, because we're already using the lower values and run onces for setting up the intro. So I think we're gonna use alterable value B as its boss counter. So alterable value B of the stage controller is gonna keep track of the boss state, how long the boss is doing one particular thing before it goes to another attack. So add to B1. There we go. And we'll make sure that it's set to 0 when we get to the final stage here. And start fresh. Okay. And then we can use the boss value B for something else if we want. So, we're in boss state 7, which means we just started the actual boss fight. We just got past the opening. Boss stage 7. We need to do something to start the attacks. Mode 7. I wish we could do mode 7 in Click and Play. It's just not feasible. If we had two things. If we had significantly more active objects, and if we had the ability to do loops of events, then we could theoretically do some very convincing, like, pseudo 3D kind of shit and Click and Play. That could be pretty fun, but we don't have that, unfortunately. Okay, boss state 7. Alterable value. Let's see. Stage controller. We're in boss stage 7. B equals 0. So we have not done anything with value B yet. We are going to set value B. And I need to be reminded every time we do this. I need to be reminded of how the random number generator works for Click and Play. So let's pop into our test, our test game. Come on, Click and Play, and check our random number generator. So this is set random 3. Okay, it is 0, 1, 2. So whatever number we pick from the random number generator, it's going to generate up to just under that number. So if we have 6 hands and we want it to pick between 1 and 6, we're going to have to feed it the number 6, so it generates a number between 0 and 5, and then we add 1 to the result, so it gives us a random number between 1 and 6. Alright, set value B to random number 6 plus 1. That'll give us a random number between 1 and 6. Okay. So whatever number it generates, it's going to be whichever hand is going to start doing an attack. The issue is at that point we have to make all the other hands fuck off screen or something so that it's not crowded. How do we code that with minimal events? Six. It's gonna need to be at least one event for per Cosby Kid. So Russell can be 1, Harold 2, etc., 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 etc. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if value B is different than 1. Okay, boss state is, for now we'll just do greater or equal than 7, because we don't want this to happen, you know, during the intro. So if it's not 1, then we need Russell to fuck off. Let's see. Does he have a movement type? It probably makes sense to make him a bouncing ball. Let's see if this makes him move around anyway. Not sure. We'll figure it out. Why did they add a tied up feet icon to click and play? When you set an object's movement, static means technically it doesn't move. So I guess they represented that by tying up someone's feet. The problem is they then made the feet naked and drew toes and that weird feet lump you have under your foot thumb, and it's a little suspect when they go into that much detail. So let's see. So, if we're in the boss fight, and the current attacking boss person is not supposed to be Russell, we're going to have Russell. I'm going to set his speed to some value. We'll try 10 for now. Let's have him look somewhere off screen. Let's say here. Yep, just as a test. And let's see what happens. 10 is a little slow, but he is fucking off. My main concern is he's going to get deactivated, but I guess we'll figure it out. Let's try 25. He's not moving, I think because we just rolled a 1, which means he's supposed to attack, so we'll try it again. Yep, okay. And you know what? If they're moving off screen because they're not supposed to attack, I think it's okay for them to go a little quicker, you know? Okay, so let's try this with everyone. 2. And he's gonna have to... Yep, of course you can just erase it like that, that's fine. Pop you up here. Alright. Another one for Harold. Oh, he doesn't have a movement time, that's why I can't copy it over to him. So how did I set him up? Just like right there. Okay, I just wanted to check what speed I gave him. Not that it matters too much. I'm going to be setting that through the code. It's like there or something. Alright. What the hell just happened? Alright, let's move his position so they're not going to the same spot. Okay. So we'll just keep going until everyone has their own I'm not attacking right now spot to go to. Which means we have to give them all a movement. Alright. And we'll give you a spot lower down. Alright, so now all of the hands on the left side of the screen should be able to move. They can. And we'll do the same for the right. A little tedious, but won't take that long. We're almost done. I'm really glad the bouncing ball movement is in. If I can play like this would be a lot harder to do. Most things would be a lot harder to do without it. It's a really, really like useful movement. Okay, so he moving somewhere up here. You can go kind of over here. And last one. And a little further. Okay, so theoretically now, 5 of them are going to move off screen and 1 is going to stay on screen because that's the one that's going to be doing the attack. So let's see how this works out. So far, so good. This is working. This is working. Okay, good. So at that point, the hand will know that it's time to attack. Which means we gotta start giving them attacks. So, let's see. Which also means we're gonna have to give them some animations, but I don't think it's gonna be too difficult. Just the thing, if we want, like, for example, the hand to start, like, pounding down, we already have a fist here. We can just grab one of these. And I think I failed to copy it. Let's do it like this. And for the sake of testing, I'm going to adjust our debug key so that... I guess not our debug key, but this part. So that gets set to 1. Just so it always picks him. Yes. Okay. So, we're in the boss state, and number 1 has been chosen. And Russell is currently playing his walking animation, which means he's still wide open, and we need to get him into position. We will his speed to a lower speed. And I think we need to have a target object for attacks. The only issue is then, if we want to event... So my idea is we move an object around, and since these guys are ball movements, we have them look in the direction of the object so we can move towards them. The main issue with that is, if later on we want to have 2 hands attack at once, then we can't have them have the same target object. So maybe we forego the target object for now, and we'll see what we got here. Let's start by having him go over here. Like, let's have him move towards position, and we'll just kind of code this as we go. Okay. So once his X position is far enough over there, where did I move him to? 44. So let's say once his X position is less than or equal to 44, we'll change his animation sequence to pound and set alternate value A to 44, which we will use as a way to kind of track where he's supposed to go. And we're also going to make him stop. Alright. Now, if he's playing the pound animation, then I kind of hate to give him his own timer, but for now we're going to do it. Then every 1 stinky second, we're going to add 1 to value C. And then if his value C equals a certain value, we'll figure it out. Whatever it is, we'll try 50 for now. We'll say greater or equal to 50. And his Y position, he has not gone all the way down. His Y position is less than 480. We're going to set his Y coordinate to... We're going to move him down. Current Y coordinate plus, we'll try 8. Okay, let's see how this works. Eight might be a little too slow. Try that again. The fuck? Okay, when his animation's changed to pound, he's supposed to stop. Why isn't he stopping? We only have it set to set his speed and look when his walking animation is playing. So to it shouldn't be happening when he changes to the pound animation. I'm willing to bet the problem is that in addition to telling him to stop, we also have to set his speed to 0. Let's just do that. I'm assuming stop is extremely unreliable. Yep. Okay. Let's see. 16 might even be too slow. Let's have him pound down a little quicker. And also not have him go all the way off screen. It's like... Hey Siri, what's 480 minus 64?
480 minus 64 is 416.
Now fuck off. Siri, fuck off.
You will need to unlock your device first.
It's better. Wolfhang, thanks for subscribing. Okay, so when pound is playing and Y position is greater or equal to 416, then we have to reset him to go back up. Just like a state change. The problem is if we start making him go back up, it's going to conflict with this event right above it that's telling him to go down. How do we do this simply without chewing up too many events here? Here's what I want to do real quick. Let's take our delete me counter and set it to Russell's value C, which is his pound counter. I want to see exactly what it's doing. We could probably actually use that pound counter to bring it back up. Let's say pound is playing. We'll add an extra thing here, so this will only happen if it's less than a certain value. We'll try 75 for now, we'll adjust it later if needed. So here, if it's greater than 75, and it's going to take some adjusting, and Y position, where are we moving him to? 196. Y position is greater than 196. We'll bring him back up. Let's see how that works. Just going to be some gradual, slow programming here. Yeah, I like that. Then we'll try to slide him over at like 100 and have it continue. Okay. Then we will set his alterable value A, which I think we decided we were going to try to use as a target. We'll add to that value 64. Then we will reset value C back to 0. And then we have to slide him over. So, we're in that same state. Pound is playing. And his X position is less than his value A. Then we will slide him over. try 16. Let's see how that works. You have to adjust the timing a little bit, but that's generally the pattern I want him to go. I want him to do it quite a bit quicker, though. Okay, so how am I gonna do this? 50. 50 is too high. 25. Let's try taking 25 away from all of these values. Let's see what happens. A little better. I want him to slide over a little further, so we have to add a little more to his A value every time he's getting ready to do his next attack. And I think he could stand to go quicker than that as well. Let's say he'll do his slam down at 12. He'll come back up at 25. Maybe he can slide over at 40. Let's see how that works. Timing is going to be a little tricky to tweak here. That's better. Okay, that's better. I like that. That is not a bad first attack, I don't think. And once he goes off screen, then we can roll another number for another guy to attack. All right, so. State. Pound displaying. Position. X coordinate is. What did I just do? Not set X coordinate. We want to check the X coordinate. This X coordinate is greater than. Hey Siri, what's 640 plus, I don't know, 64?
Okay, I found this on the web for what's 640 plus, I don't know 64. Check it out.
Siri used to be a functional, like, voice assistant. It's really fucking pathetic. Okay, so once it gets off screen, it should, like, go into its I'm not attacking right now mode, go back to the other side, and then if we had another guy programmed to attack, they would start their attack. So let's see what happens. Yep, and at that point, someone else would come in and attack. We haven't checked if our code works if we actually watch the opening. I thought I disabled the sound effects. So let's let the opening run. I want to make sure the code works and we're not, like, just coding on with a broken intro now. It'll probably work. I just need to be sure. Yeah, it'll work. My one concern is what if it goes through the cycle and then it rolls the same value again? Then you could have the same attack twice, and I don't want that. But would it be the worst thing in the world if it happened twice? I don't know. Like, what's the worst that could happen? He attacks twice in a row. I wonder if we can just generate that. In fact, let's replace our random number generator down here. You know what? I think it's actually going to break it. I set it to 1, so theoretically it's supposed to attack again. But I think it's going to break. Let's see what happens. It might not be breaking. It might actually be... Huh. I guess my code is solid. That's surprising. I do think I want him to move a little faster when he goes to start the attack, though. But okay, I'm really surprised that the code is just working without any issue, to be perfectly honest. I'll take it, I guess. Like, are you sure you want to work without any issue? Right now I have it set to change to 2, so he should just go back to... Interesting. You see how he just flew over there? That's because while he was off screen, he was targeting one spot, and he was just kind of like circling it. And as soon as he was told it's his turn to attack, he stopped circling it and just continued moving whatever his last direction was, which in this case was over there. Okay. Okay, next is Harold. Wow, it's already been an hour. It does not feel like an hour. I feel like I've been working for maybe 30 minutes max. It's really weird. Like, here's the thing. Oftentimes with my Saturday stream, mainly because of how exhausted I am from having to, you know, keep up with the little girl, I often feel like, oh man, I'm so fucking tired. I just want to rest today. I don't want to deal with this. And then I start the stream and it's fine. Like, I'm having a good time. You know what I mean? Okay, so Harold is really lanky. I feel like I want his attack, or one of his attacks, still not sure how we're gonna do this, is to be the hand comes in, he goes into a point, and then his finger, like, stabs out, extends, like, a few spots on the screen. But that means you have to draw a finger doing this. So, let's see. Fire lasers? I mean, we could... I definitely think at least one of them is going to be firing lasers. I just don't know if I want it to be Harold, necessarily. I wonder if I can just copy and paste him. got fucked. Okay, hold on. Just need a size reference for him. Better. Cancel. Why am I doing this in Paint? What's wrong with me? Like, it's gonna be a nightmare to do all this in Paint with no layers and not to be able to import it properly. Yeah, that's definitely something we can do, Shingo. I can just have them do a team-up attack. That makes sense. We can do that later on in the boss fight. Okay, where's the line tool? There we go. I think this is a 2 or a 3 wide. I'm not sure. 2. Good. I'm gonna need a reference. Otherwise, I'm gonna have trouble. Pants are hard. I keep finding these very weak kind of pointy fingers. Like they're doing this in the Google image search, and it's like, what are you doing? Do this! Why is this weak shit? Why do so many of them do that with their finger? Be aggressive. Here's one, this'll work. File bin. Okay. Oh man, I hate having to type this shit. I think that's right. Yep, there we go. Just the tip. Oh my. Why is it this high res? I did not realize it was this high res. This is like gonna eat up all the RAM. It needs time to download. That's how high res it is. Oh Lord. Good job, everyone. Go. Still a little big, but you know. Okay, but before I resize it further, though, I have to get rid of the white part. Otherwise, I'm gonna get confused with my sizing. There we go. Alright, let's see. Let's get rid of some of this hand down here. Why's this pencil so small? Whatever. That is the worst drawing I've ever done. That's horrible. Close enough. Alright. Let's see. It's a little big still. That might do it. Yeah, we'll try that. Alright. Lines. Let's get a general robotic outline of this guy first. Just angular. Angles. That's got a square tip, as you do. A little line here to represent the thumb, and like that. Okay, so where is my eyedropper? I need some colors. Damn it. Actually, before we color it in, we need to draw a bunch more of the lines. So, each finger is 3 segments. Oop, a little too far. Cutting off the... Yeah, we're putting a little segment at the base of the hand as well. That part should be fine. The thumb is separated as well. Okay, now we can start filling some spots in. Oh, man. What's the ink dropper? Is it I? It's I. Good. Okay, we got some orange for the main fingers. And some very mild shading, I think. Do a minor little 3D-ification up here, just to kind of match the original. And then that just has a little bit of shading at the bottom. Okay. This. Just a little bit, just to give the hint of depth. Just a touch. I like that. Okay. Oh, whew. My body is just fucked. Make sure you have you work on developing regular an exercise like routine that you get used to, because if you don't do that, oh, you're gonna be hurting. Let's get these extra layers. Just kind of eyeball it. Get our color table. Pointing. There we go. So now,
Holy crap!
should be able to get. I'm going to grab one of these for reference. Should be able to bring in the pointing finger. Oh.
Holy crap!
There we go. Hot spots in the center of the palm, so right there. And I don't know if we're going to use the action point, but I'm going to put it over here just in case we do. Oh. Bye, Colonel. Panic. Thanks for joining us today. Let's see if I can get something resembling a transition. It's not too jarring. Kind of like this. Don't like that. Hold on. I like what the thumb was doing. I didn't like what I did with the rest of it. Kind of like this. Something damn it. Fucking mouse. Something resembling a transition animation here. Damn it. There we go. We got something coming in. Just a little basic, quick thing. You're not ever really going to see this too closely, so it's going to look a little jank and that'll be fine. should be done pretty quickly. Doesn't like that. Oh, no, no, no. It's just a very simple thing. It doesn't even make sense because it goes from the hand facing you and closing to it actually, as it closes, it gets swapped for the other direction, but it's really just so it's not a jarring just from this to this. That's all it is. Just in case I want to do, like... something where it's, like, floating around like that. Have that in place. And then we just need a very basic finger stretch kind of thing going on. It shouldn't be that hard. Be a very simple effect to simulate. We're gonna do something similar to what we did with Cat Dog. Hello, Vartan. Okay, gamers, we have a new person here, and I think we owe it to them to show them the best part of our game so far. So let's go ahead and get that ready. Hold on, let's get this all loaded up. Let me make sure the settings are correct. They are. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is the first boss fight we finished a couple of years ago. This is the peak of our game, and we've been fighting to match this since.
My iPad.
Here we go. Alright, keep it together. Keep it together. We got it. Oh! I almost took damage. Shit. Oh god, I'm not gonna make the full damage round. I didn't make the full damage round and I took damage. This is a bad start. We're off to a bad start. Okay, okay. Just keep it together. Just keep it together. Oh, that should not have happened. Ooh. Oh, we're fucked. This is not going to be the run. I lost the timing. The timing got fucked up. That's what happened here. Okay. One more shot. One more shot. One more shot. One more shot. I wasn't satisfied with that. We're gonna give it a real shot.
My iPad.
Okay, so far it's going better. I'm okay. Okay, okay, much better. Okay, this is gonna go better. We're gonna get further. Good. Good, alright. Bad. Double bad! Ooh.
I'm having a lot of fun.
Oh, that was so close! Bye, Spooky! There we go, there we go. Just keep it together. There we go. Okay. Are we entering Brick Rain? Brick Rain. Okay, here we go. Fuck, we're done. We don't have enough health to make it through Brick Rain. We don't have enough health to make it through Brick Rain. We're done. This is a failed run. Oh! Okay, okay. Oh! Didn't make it. So yeah, so that's what we're working on. Okay. So I think we were trying to get the, okay, I wanted to set up the attack for Harold's finger here. So we're gonna need a finger pointing object that we can set up. No big deal. Let's go get a finger. Grab this one. And set up the object. Okay, so we're really just gonna need the finger segments here. We'll just kind of nab it from there if we can. Just down to there. Damn it. Off by one. There we go. Okay. Shrink that down. We're gonna position the hotspot correctly. Right here. 15-0. Okay. Give it a lot of directions, and hopefully this goes well. Harold finger. Finger. We're gonna make sure at the start of the level we destroy the Herald finger, so there's no problems. Who's Harold? Why are we fingering him? He's bad. He's a bad guy. So the Herald Finger is going to be the projectile, and we need a target object. This is going to be a target object specific to Herald, so we shouldn't have any problems with when we eventually want to do multiple what's the word? Multiple guys at once. But that does not sound very good when I put it that way. Don't worry about it. You know what, just for the sake of this being easier to deal with, I'm going to make it a 5x5 object, just so I can fucking see it in the editor. And it's not just hanging out there in an invisible dot. Okay. I'm not going to round it off, just leave it as is. Okay, so now we need to have the Herald attack start. So, we're in the boss fight. Herald is up. I wonder if this little girl ever fell asleep. Oh, she did. I wonder when that happened. At 1:30. That's been her thing. She's been falling asleep at 1:30 lately, even though I put her to bed at like 12:30. I don't know why she takes so long. What the heck she thinks she's doing for an hour. Anyway. Okay. So at that point... Where is he? Herald. His animation is playing. It's regular neutral animation. We're going to have him move into position. Here he is. Give him speed. Give him a target. Well, not a target, you know, just where he's going to move to. Probably like... We'll try around here. And if we decide to fuck with that later, we will. 317, 196. 317, 196. So, if he's in that general spot, his X position is greater than like 315, but less than 319. 196, and his Y position is greater than 193 and less than 199. Then he should be in position, and we'll change his animation to point start. And then when point start finishes, we'll have him play his regular pointing animation. So let's just pop that in real quick. And he finishes point start. He will play pointing. Okay, so let's check just to make sure it's working so far. And I'm realizing now I'm going to have to change the debug key so that we're starting with him. And we don't have to sit through... No, you know what? What's the harm? Let Russell do his thing, and then we'll have Herald come in. Alright. So Russell does the pounding, and then Herald should come in. This isn't working. Okay, what's the problem? Oh, we also want him to, you know, to stop and set his speed to 0. Is that the issue? 317, 196. That looks correct. That looks correct, but So why isn't he stopping and changing animation? Really? Is he like vibrating like out of the spot I want him in? Do I have to widen this up a bit? I can try that. Okay. Yep, it was, the position was too wide. Oh well. Okay, good. Okay, so now we need to work on his target. Before we actually code in his target to move around, like wherever we want it to, let's manually place it and see how we can get the finger pointing mechanic to work. Alright, so, we're in this stage of the boss fight. It's Harold's turn, and he is playing the pointing animation. Let's start by just working on the finger extender, and then we can code in the timing later. We'll try with the shoot function. I'm not sure if it's going to work the way I want it to, but we'll try it. Shoot finger in direction of... That's not right. Herald target. Okay. And then, if finger collides, let's say overlaps Herald target, we destroy the finger. And also, if finger is outside of the play area, we destroy the finger. Alright, let's see if that works. I know why. The animation we gave him to start pointing, it never stops. It loops forever. So we actually just want to make that only play once, so that the animation can change to the one where he's pointing. That's the problem. Almost. Okay, a few more things here. We want Harold to look in the direction of the Herald target as well. Pretty important. Better. Still a little crooked, but better. A few things here. I want to adjust his action point to be a little further into the finger. Maybe like that. That might have not propagated. No, it did. I guess it just needs to go further in. Like up to here, maybe? Seems a little far. Let me check a random direction to see if it worked over here as well. Sort of. Oof. Oof. Why is it having trouble with the fucking action point, man? You know, maybe we're overcomplicating this. Maybe giving him a dynamic finger is not what we need. Maybe if we just give him a simple animation where the finger stretches out and comes back, it's gonna be a lot simpler to code. Rather than dealing with all this shit. Like, why are we doing this? This is silly. This is silly-diculous. Let's kill that finger. Let's kill the target. And let's just do a simple-ass animation. Why make it harder than it needs to be? Maybe 240? I don't know. I don't know. It should be. But that's not long enough. Okay, we need to figure out the maximum finger length. I think that's going to be important. Like that. Bring it up just one. There we go. You know, see how it doesn't always make the other directions? How can I force it to do it? That's better. Okay. Alright, so let's check. Right now, I think it's gonna go off screen, but that's okay. I just want to make sure it's long enough for our purposes. It's definitely off screen, but that's fine. That's as long as it should be. So now we just need to kind of do the in-betweening of the animation here. Let's see. Very, you wouldn't even call it an animation. It's gonna be just some simple stretching. This is literally all we're doing. We're just stretching the fucker out. We're gonna draw some lines on it to show the rest of it, and then we'll do some in-betweens one way or another. There we go. Very simple. Okay. That's gonna be the length of it. Okay, so now we actually need the in-betweens here. Which means I should also grab a non-elongated finger. Okay, so... I'm going the wrong direction. My brain is dying right now. Hey Siri, what's 48 minus 16?
48 minus 16 is 32.
Don't judge me, math is for assholes. Oh god, too violent. Siri, what's 32 plus 8? I already know the answer. I don't care. Just tell me. She's not gonna tell me. She's ashamed. I want you all to know I just counted it out on my fingers instead of, you know, my brain. Because look, if I was born with fingers, I have a right to use them. I'm a fingered man. Oops. Okay. Now everything should have a direction, so let's see how this works. Okay, needs to play faster and maybe have more in-betweens. So let's get rid of the reversal here. Three, through 4, through 5, through 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. We're adding 80. At 40, or 40, that'll give us another in between. Go. That should hopefully give us a decent amount of in-betweens there. One here as well. Like that. Speed it up a bit. The only annoying part now is I have to reverse it. At 360. Have a 360 length over here, which is number 6. Number 6, number 5 over there. Which means now I move number 4. And then number 3. And then number 2. I should play a little faster when we're actually in the game. If not, we'll just... That's what I was afraid of. It's a bit of an issue. Okay, we might have to actually fall back to our original idea, to be perfectly honest. Which means we sure wasted a lot of time deleting it. Oh man. We wasted a lot of time deleting that work, only to get to the point where we have to do it over. That's frustrating. It is what it is, and what it is frustrating, and there's a big smudge on my glasses, and I don't know where my glasses cleaning cloth is, so I'm gonna have to use my shirt. And I really have to pee, but I'm trying to hold it in, because I want to make the video game. Okay, copy. Man, I'm so bummed we have to redo this. It's my own fault. Like, I should have saw this was coming, I guess. I don't know. And we get to redo the target as well, oh boy. Alright. Where is he? Where did I put my herald? There he is. We'll shoot a finger in direction of herald target. And then we'll reintroduce the destruction of overlapping the herald target will destroy it, and if it's off screen we destroy it. forgot to point it, but we're getting back to where we left off. Go. Oh, right. A little better. Still not perfect. One thing we can do to improve this is if we adjust the hot spot of the finger when it's actually pointing, that's gonna help us out in terms of lining shit up. And move it up in line with the finger. Do the same thing here. Yep, that's better. Okay, so I'm thinking if the Herald target, in fact, let's do some debugging here. Where's the always event? It's up here. We're testing, we're gonna position the X coordinate of the Herald target to the X of the mouse. And the Y of the mouse, just so we can debug this. Alright, so now the target's following the mouse. So right now he's targeting the mouse. As you can see, there's issues. But the idea, I think, is going to be that the target is going to start near his finger. Right? It's going to come out, and then it's going to come back in. That's going to simulate the finger stretching out. So it's going to do something like that. I don't know if we can change the direction of the Herald finger. Let's see what happens if I make the Herald finger always look up. Is it going to respect that? Because it's technically not a movement, it's being shot out. Oh, it is respecting it. That's weird. Okay, so let's do this. Always look in direction of the target. Well, that helps a bit, because now they're, you know, homing in on the target. It still gets pretty fucked up. Oh god. Oh no. That's interesting. Aren't they getting destroyed? They're overlapping the target. They're supposed to get destroyed when that happens. Like, that's part of its code. That's so weird. So I'm just kind of, you know, observing. We're just observing to kind of see how it works, you know what I mean? Look how fucked up it gets when you're not quite on the direction it supports. Where the finger branches out. Like, that's a supported direction. This is not a supported direction. And if you let them group up, suddenly everything breaks. Which is so weird. It's like I can't support them all existing. It's so weird. One more event just for safety. We have if overlapping. Let's also have if collide. I don't think it's gonna help. But it doesn't hurt to do it, you know? Just in case. So we're making progress. We have one attack more or less done for Russell. We're ironing out the issues with Harold. Of course, I had to pick something fucking, like, much more complicated after we ironed out Russell in like a half hour. So we're making progress, it's just, you know. Alright. So here's the plan. The next Saturday stream, we're going to finish Harold's attack, and we're going to do our damnedest to also finish Rudy's attack. If we can knock down 1 or 2 attacks per stream, then we should have each hand's attack done, and we can kind of start stitching the boss fight together into some form of functionality. So there's a good chance we can avoid Simpsoning this boss fight. I think there is.
Goodbye, stupid. We've had a lot of fun on your crappy computer. Please don't ever come back.
I'll admit, I think Harold's finger attack was a mistake, but I think we can get out of it, and I think we can continue and, you know, make this all work. Yeah. So anyway, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. I don't recall if I have anything getting in the way of my schedule for this week, so if not, then usual stuff at the usual times. Tuesday, hopefully for Malice at 10 p.m. Eastern. Friday, hopefully Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts at 9 p.m. Eastern. And next Saturday, more Click and Play Game Dev at 1 p.m. Eastern. I've been holding in a pee-pee for like 15 minutes. I'm going to go deal with that. Yes.